Hi guys! Welcome back to my channel and another edition of #BeautifullyWise. Today is December 5th, which means it's one more day until my birthday. So I get to be 26 years old for today, and then tomorrow's my birthday. So I am filming in the hotel room for the last day, and it's gloomy outside and I don't have a whole lot of sunlight, so I'm going to try and get through this really fast. I asked you guys about a month ago for some Q&A questions for me to do a sit-down video and let you guys get to know me a little bit more. So if you would like to see that, please continue to watch. Okay guys, so my first question is, the first question is from my friend here on YouTube, who is Lorianne, and she is Lorianne14 on Instagram, and her question is, why did you start making YouTube videos with #Q&A? So I started making YouTube videos because it was kind of by default. My first video that's posted on here is actually an interview that I did on stage with Mike Lindstrom at the 2013 Women's Expo, maybe? I'm gonna have to double check that. But so my friend Paula, she recorded the entire thing, because my very first speech that I did, where I was the keynote speaker at the Women Who Move the Valley convention at the Biltmore, which was an amazing speech I gave. Nobody recorded it, so I made sure that this last one was recorded, and so I wanted to send it to everybody. I wanted to try and email it to my friends and stuff like that for them to see it, and the file was too large, so I was like, well. And I think I had opened a YouTube account before just to watch videos. And so what I did is I uploaded it to YouTube. And then I was kind of like, Honestly, I started watching YouTube a lot, and I was like, wow, you know, I didn't really get into the beauty ones until I got into aesthetics school. And then we were talking about Michelle Phan, because our instructor, we had makeup week. And she was like, oh yeah, there's this girl on YouTube that can make herself look into other people, like Angelina Jolie, etc. So I was like, what? So I went online and I just started binge watching YouTube, and I was like, wow. And I always did my makeup for aesthetic school, always on point. And they were always like, you should do a YouTube channel. We really like how you do your makeup. And I was like, I don't know anything about that. So I started more or less talking about my books. I did a weird how to wash your makeup brushes video, and then I had some rants on there that I actually have removed. They had a ton of views, but they had been posted on that website, thedirty.com. And talk about getting some bad comments, man. That was almost enough to make me quit YouTube. Yeah. So then I started getting into acting and being a spokesperson for what I do for a living, and that kind of made me be in front of the camera more, and I was like, oh, I kind of like this, and I just started doing videos, and I tried to do different videos that incorporated beauty and wisdom, and now sometimes I'll just do wisdom videos, or I'll read The Untethered Soul, or then I'll do you know, I love doing my favorites videos. I love doing I don't know, tips. I'm gonna start doing some more dance videos. I know I did the Sia one. I really liked that one, it was fun. But anyways, Lori, I started doing YouTube just because, by default, because I needed to upload a large file onto the internet to share with people. And then from there, I just a couple months later, I just started uploading, and now I love YouTube. I love it so much. Okay, next question. This is from Religious Beauty D on Instagram, and this is Marianne. She's also my friend on YouTube, so hello. Her question was, when and why did you start publishing books? Okay. So my first book, The 3-Year Lie, came out, I want to say the soft release came out. It was it was the editorial edition with the mock cover. That's the dark blue one. And that came out in 2012. December, the release party was December, I think it was actually December 2nd or 4th. It was a day or two before or after my actual birthday, because I did a birthday bash / release party, and I will insert some photos here. So that was cool. So that was the first book that I published, and honestly, and then the 3-Year Lie came, or I'm sorry, the next version of the 3-Year Lie came out. Actually, that's when the pink 3-Year Lie came out, the final version of it. And then, so before that, I think it was like September of 2012, December 2012, and then last December-ish is when Ingrid's Prison came out. So November, December 2013. So about a year for each book. Why did I start publishing books? Oh, and then I published about 5 different kind of books since then, but they're really short ones. They're just kind of more like goofy, funny ones, like to read on the airplane. Those ones are just Amazon, like digital versions, but I actually make money off of those, believe it or not, and they're only priced at like 99 cents. But I do have a secret that you guys don't know, and the secret is that I have been also writing under a pen name, and I'm not going to reveal that obviously right now because there's a reason it's a pen name, because I don't want anyone to know that it's actually me putting these books out. I want to get realistic feedback, and just based off of my work, my writing, and these books are a little bit more controversial, but they're fiction. They're not non-fiction. They're not controversial like the 3-Year Lie, because that is real shit. But the name, my pen name, is actually a guy's name, and if you're a really good detective, you might be able to put it together like what it is, because it still has parts of my identity in it, but it is a guy name, and I've not tweeted about these books. This is the first time me talking publicly about them, and that's all I'm going to tell you guys. Actually, if anyone of you can figure out the title of, there's actually going to be, I'm releasing 2 more books under that pen name, under my pen name, which is not Amber Walters, that's my real name. If any of you guys can figure that out, I'll like give you a prize or something, because I would be shocked, and then kind of mortified, because the content is a little, it's good. It's not that I'm not proud of it, but it's definitely books that you would think that a guy wrote. We'll just leave it at that. Hold please. Why, did I say why? Why is because I've always wanted to be a writer ever since 6th grade. I fell in love with Tolkien. You know, if you guys have read my books, I did go through a lot of abuse as a child. I'm over it now, but reading really helped me escape, and you know, reading kind of goes hand in hand with writing, and I loved making stories up, I loved creating. I always feel like, and I might be a little biased here, but I feel like I'm really good at describing a feeling or a situation or a time and place. I'm just really good at painting a picture with words, kind of like an artist paints a picture with paint or whatever. I can do it with words. And the next book that I'm working on, I'm going to do a separate video on it, because this is the Q&A video, but I am working on another book, and it is coming out spring 2015. The working title is And Here We Are, and that's all I'm going to say about that right now. Moving on to the next question. So this one is by Blue Knight 05. Hey there. He's really nice, always leaves me a lot of nice comments on Twitter and stuff like that. He asked me, what is your favorite life experience? That's a tough question, because I do feel like I've had a lot of really cool life experiences, and I feel like I have a lot more life experiences that I'm going to live. And then, you know, I'm like, well, I'm very analytical, you guys, so then my mind is like, well, is it my life experience period? Is it a romantic life experience? Is it a sexual life experience? Is it just a life experience in general? So I guess I'll go with the generality one. I do have to say that getting that first shipment of my book printed, published, you know, the ISBN number, all that stuff, that was a really cool experience, because I talked about writing a book for years, and this kind of goes into Marianne's question, and I talked about it for years, and a lot of people, and I didn't do it to prove whatever, but a lot of people were like, oh cool, you want to write a book? And I mean, some people in my life that know me now, they're like, yeah, I always knew you wanted to write, and you know, you always talk about it. And so I got to the point where I'm like, I need to quit talking about this and do it, and I need to finish it. And I did. And it wasn't easy. The first book was not easy. No books are easy to write, and I need to make another video on how to publish writing a book. I need to finish that series because it's a lot more than just sitting down and writing. And just sitting down and writing is a lot more difficult to do than it sounds. It is a muscle and you have to work it out, and that's why I like books like that, 642 Things to Write About, because it just kind of helps push you into that state of mind to be using that muscle, which is, you know, creativity, writing, etc. Okay. Crazy Coral Jess. Crazy Coral Jess. Do you have any tattoos or piercings? I do. At one point I had 4 tattoos. I had a naked fairy on my shoulder, a butterfly on my lower back, a shooting star on my belly button, and then I have this locket tattoo. Let me see. This is the only one I have left. I got the other 4 removed. Fucking so painful. If you guys have watched Shannon Rose's tattoo removal videos, you know that shit hurts. In fact, I have like one more session to go on my butterfly and maybe on my shooting star, but they're so faint. Like, it really does work. And piercings, I only have my ears pierced. I don't have any earrings in right now. I used to have my belly button pierced, but that didn't heal right. And that's it. That's all I got. Caddy Sweetheart asked, what are some places you want to visit in your lifetime? So I really, really, really want to go to, I want to go somewhere really nice and tropical. So somewhere I've never been. So either, like, I would love to go to Fiji. I wouldn't mind going to, like, even Cabo, but that doesn't, I feel like that's more like, I don't know, it's Mexico. I love Hawaii, but I've been to Hawaii. God, it's somewhere I have never been. I've always wanted to go to Paris, to Germany, because I am German. It would be really cool to see some of the culture there. Basically, I would love to see more of the world. Okay, and then I had a few questions that I had been emailed, and this was actually probably like, oh my god, like 6 months ago, and I have them in my notes on here. So let me just go to that. Like, this is from like, holy shit. So this question, and this was from emails. This was after I started posting videos kind of talking about my books and stuff. So somebody asked me, why did you, what was her name? Emily C. Why did you start talking about what happened to you as a kid now? Why did you put the 3-year lie out why did you put the 3-year lie out now if it happened to you years ago? What is the point? Well, the point was, not that I guess I need a reason exactly as to why I wrote a book, but, you know, at the time, it started off as, honestly, a lot of suppressed memories and kind of like a form of therapy. And I started kind of writing it in a journal form, diary form, and I really just kind of got, I feel like I've been quieted a lot my entire life, and kind of like my voice doesn't matter, my opinions don't matter, stuff like that. And I was finally in a place where, and around, you know, people that were like, it does matter what you have to say, and we want to know what happened to you, and it's okay to talk about it, let it go, and get it out of your body, and it's kind of like purging in a way. And so I started writing it, and one of the ways the therapist told me to deal with it so I wasn't so emotional as I did it was kind of to write it like a story. And so I did, and then I really got into it, and I was writing it, and I was adding all these extravagant character names like Cassie and Damian Preston. And so then I was like, well, I've always wanted to write a book, and I used to want to write a book about what I used to do for a living, which, if you guys have read my book, you know what that is. I don't want to talk about that right now, but so I was like, why not put this book out? So I did some research and I contacted some people, and I got help from the right people as far as like editing and structuring it, and then I just finished it as a book and I put it out, and I got a lot of people emailing me saying thank you so much for writing this, and you know, I've been through this, I went through this as a child and I never got to tell anyone, but for some reason someone like you talking about it openly in a book, it gives me the strength to at least talk to you about it. And I got more emails like that than hate emails, and so it really touched me, and I was like, wow, if just writing this book helped one person like see that it's okay to talk about it, it's okay that it happened to you and it doesn't define who you are today, you know, being able to do that and to give someone that gift was incredible. And so that's when I started saying, hey, you know, this book is me, it's not fiction, you know. And that's when I was interviewed by all these different radio stations and then the news people that were kind of attacking me a little bit, or they tried to. And you know, people will do that because sometimes people go through such horrific things that it makes sense that people don't want to believe that that could happen to an innocent kid, an innocent little girl, a child. And I used to be really angry about all these things that happened to me in my life, and I used to be like, you know, I didn't deserve that, and now because I went through that, I deserve some sort of pity party all the time, and this is going to give me an excuse as to why I can't push myself in life because I was abused, so of course that means I'm not going to get anywhere in life, you know. So I just lived in this tear-shaped bubble of sympathy and for myself, and like just in constant victim mode, and I wouldn't allow myself to live or to let people in fully in any capacity. My relationships were horrible. I couldn't even sex, forget about it. I hated it. I would just do it because, you know, I had a boyfriend or whatever, and it was like it wasn't a good thing to me because it had such a bad association with it from when I was, you know, younger, and I didn't trust people, and I wasn't honest with people because I was like, I had to wear this mask and hide myself because God forbid anybody know who I really was and what really happened to me. And if people knew, they would be like, ew, she's disgusting. She's like, you know, how could anyone live with themselves going through that and participating in that and not telling somebody right away? And, you know, so I lived like that a long time. And when I did finally write this book, and the people that came to me, I were so grateful, and just all the connections I made, like it just made me feel so good, and it made it worth it. And sometimes I do feel like I could have gone and written it a little bit different, maybe not be a little so graphic with some of the things, because I realized that some of those elements make people really uncomfortable, but I was just really trying to paint the picture as to how I perceived my life as an 11-year-old, 12-year-old, 13-year-old, 14-year-old, 15-year-old. I just wanted to give you guys the honest version of what happened and how I saw it and how I was able to cope with what was going on, because it was like deciding which abuse was worse. And that's what I'm going to get into, because you can read my book if you want. And just so you guys know, I do have the digital version up again, so you can order it through Amazon. I worked out some things with some people, that's all I can legally say, but it is up again, so you guys can order it there. So that's that. It's not banned right now. I just had to make a few changes, but so Emily, that is why now. I know that was kind of a lengthy answer, but, and then this wasn't part of the question, but Ingrid's prison kind of had to come because I needed people to see the backstory of what would lead me, a child, into the arms of this Damien Preston, as I call him. And so Ingrid's prison is kind of the backstory to that, and it kind of gives you an idea as to, okay, maybe I see a little bit better. And if not, it's okay. I'm not trying to justify, but there were a lot of people that wanted to know. Plus, that chapter of my life was not that great either, but there were moments in it that were great. Like the moments where I remember playing Barbies with my dad. Like when I wrote that chapter, like I literally remember sitting there playing Barbies with my father, and it was so, it meant the world to me as a little kid. Like I loved that time with my dad. So it wasn't all bad. It wasn't all bad. And I did love every time I got to see my mom, you know, whether or not it was the best time spent or people were in their best state of minds or had their best whatever going on. I realize now as an adult that everybody is going through things, and even though I was just a kid, I don't know everything that my dad was going through. I don't know everything that my mother was going through. And so I want you guys to know, because I know you guys have read my books, that I don't hate either of them. I don't have restraining orders on them anymore. I do love them. There are some things I don't understand, and I probably never will, and it's okay. Because I know that they went through things in their life and their childhoods weren't the best, and it's like, you know, I don't want to live a life and have resentment and hate in my heart. And there's no point. Okay, I'm back. I did not intend for this video to get emotional, that's for sure. I think I'm going to end it now because I think this video is quite long at this point. But if you guys have any more questions that you want to ask me, feel free to leave them down below, because I would like to do a Q&A video more consistently, like maybe once a month. I think that would be cool because I have a lot more things to talk about. Thank you guys for the people that did leave me questions, and if I didn't get to your questions, because I literally do have a list of email questions and some from Twitter that I had to like screen capture because they were from a while ago. I'm sorry if I didn't get to those, but just do, you know, go ahead and leave them down below, or yeah, in the comments down below, and I will get to them in my next Q&A video. I just want to say I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching my video, and remember to always be kind to yourself and others, and I will see you tomorrow for Vlogmas Day 6. Well, I guess you'll see Vlogmas Day 5 tomorrow, but tomorrow is Vlogmas Day 6, and tomorrow is my birthday. So, bye!